All right, our monitor is taking us now to the Middle East. Airstrikes between Israel and Hezbollah intensifying in Lebanon. Just look at the scene there in southern Beirut. A building collapsed there as a result of recent airstrikes as the U.S. calls for a ceasefire in that region. CBS News' Ramy Inocencio on the ground there for us in Tel Aviv. Hezbollah, Ramy, confirmed the man next in line to lead the militant group was killed 3 weeks ago. What more are we learning about that?
Well, we are understanding that what happened 3 weeks ago in an airstrike in the Dahia suburb of Beirut, the southern suburb of Beirut that's known to be the Hezbollah stronghold, that is where they say that he was struck. Now, this would be, of course, another massive blow to any potential future leadership for Hezbollah after the killing of Hassan Nasrallah last month. And this also calls into question what happens next if this were true. Looking ahead, though, it's important to note that Hezbollah has not commented on this this claim from Israel's military that its expected heir apparent is in fact dead.
And Ramy, Secretary of State Antony Blinken has called on Israel to end the war in Gaza. How dire is the situation there?
Well, the situation really across this region right now is pretty dire. I mean, it depends on which ground you're talking about, right? Here in Israel, we have air raid sirens to warn us. We have shelters. There are Iron Dome interceptions. But when it comes to Lebanon and Gaza, they don't have those, I could say, perhaps luxuries. For example, in Lebanon, we're just seeing the biggest headline right now that this morning, the southern port city of Tyre was hit. This is the first time in this war that that's happened, and the center of the city was hit. In fact, it had a population of something like 200,000 people. A majority of those have fled. Israel also said that it hit a Hezbollah weapons structure in Dahia, again, the stronghold in southern Beirut. And then, of course, there's the news also about Israel saying that it killed the heir apparent to Hezbollah. And then in Gaza, the ramped up offensive ever since Yahya Sinwar was killed last week, that continues on. And the stated goal there is to get rid of the remnants of Hamas. But even when Secretary of State Blinken and Netanyahu met, they talked about some kind of framework, some governing framework to try to end this conflict, but they gave no timeline and no detail about that.
Yeah, there was hope, Ramy, that with Sinwar's death, that would be sort of the first step towards potential peace in that region. Are you saying that we're not really any closer to a ceasefire? In short, no. There's a lot of talk. There's more talk today, right? But remember, Blinken's visit here to the region, here to Israel, was his 11th time in the past 12 months, ever since the October 7th attacks of last year. And there's no sense that any certain action will follow after this 11th trip. The most notable thing to publicly come out from that meeting between Blinken and Netanyahu was that governing framework for Gaza for the day after, that's a quote, the day after, if or when Israel says it's done with its military operations, but we don't know, again, the timeline, whether or when that might actually happen. But that was really about it. No detail about that here. But looking ahead, of course, people are still wondering, hoping if there will be some kind of ceasefire. Just a couple minutes away from where we are right now was the hotel where Blinken stays when he is here. And we spoke to families and supporters of the hostage victims, and they said that they're hopeful, right? But that they are also very cynical that nothing further will happen. They're desperate also. Very many people are angry that they feel that their voices as the living hostages have either been saved or as they've died, their voice has gotten that much smaller, that less powerful, and they're getting more desperate for anyone to listen, perhaps in Washington, perhaps here, but they want anyone to listen. All right, Ramy Inocencio, thank you so much for reporting live for us in Tel Aviv.